Rap can be dangerous. When you're always performing and dropping your location on social media, anybody can just pull up. Let's check out a few rappers called LACKIN who learned this lesson the hard way. Spotemgottem. Spotemgottem is one of the hottest rappers coming out of Florida. He blew up back in 2020 with the hit Beatbox, which gained attention because of social media influencer Junebug, who made a viral dance to the song. Spotemgottem may have a baby face, but he's also about that life and almost got killed one night after leaving the studio. In the early morning on September 17, 2020, Spotemgottem was driving a Dodge Challenger down I-95 in Miami when someone pulled up on him and started letting off shots. The rapper posted a pic to his IG story earlier showing himself at the House of Hits recording studio in Miami. While he was there, he also reposted a video from his producer showing him in the booth. House of Hits is a popular studio in Miami, so it wouldn't be hard for anyone who knew the area to know his exact location. After leaving the studio, a car pulled up on the passenger side and fired 22 shots total. Spotemgottem and another dude who was in the back seat both got hit. His attorney, Raven Liberty, later confirmed the rapper got shot but was still alive. She also made clear that it wasn't a shootout, it was a drive-by, and Spotem was the victim. There's multiple rumors going around about what exactly happened. Come to find out, it looks like the car they were driving in was stolen. Spotem said he wasn't part of stealing the car, but was just driving in it. After the shooting, a YouTuber came forward and said that he owned the car and it was stolen from him. The rapper was also recently involved in a murder that happened in Dallas, Texas. Police said he admitted to playing a part in killing a man named Reginald Agnew Jr. in a snippet to a song posted to social media. Spotemgottem denied any involvement in the murder and said the lyrics to the song had nothing to do with the case. But maybe this could be why his car got sprayed up. Spotemgottem made a full recovery and is back to making music, but he might want to pay for better security or a bulletproof vehicle so he don't get caught lacking again. But Spotemgottem ain't the only rapper from Florida who got caught lacking. This next artist got shot getting off the bus after a rumor went around that he killed one of his ops. Foolio. Foolio is another one of the hottest rappers from Jacksonville. The rapper has been making moves for a few years now, but he really blew up from the diss tracks he and his rival Yungeen Ace dropped earlier this year. They've been beefing since 2017, but got the world's attention after Ace dropped a wild track, Who I Smoke, which had disrespectful bars about Foolio's dead brother and homies. Foolio came back with the track When I See You remix, where he also dissed Ace's dead friends and brother, and ever since then, they've been on each other's necks. But way before the beef with Yungeen Ace, Foolio beefed with another crew in Jacksonville, which led to him getting shot in 9th grade. In December 2014, a 14-year-old named Devron Crowden, aka Big Baby, was shot and killed waiting for the school bus. He and Foolio went to school together, and they was known to be from rival gangs. The high school that Foolio went to was in his ops neighborhood, so he was already outnumbered. After Big Baby got killed, rumors went around that he was somehow involved. Even though he told everyone it wasn't his hit, he was still young and dumb at the time. So instead of staying out the way, Foolio started dissing Big Baby to prove to his ops he wasn't intimidated. He almost got into fights with 3 different people before getting on the bus to go home. When he got off the bus, he ducked off to an area in the cut to roll up some weed. Like 5 or 10 minutes later, someone ran up and started shooting at him. He got hit in the hip and it even popped out of place. So he started to crawl to avoid getting shot again and crawled to a house where a lady was sitting on a porch. Foolio called out to her and told her he was shot, but she wanted nothing to do with it. Instead of helping, she said she ain't care and told him to get the f out of her yard. So he played dead until the shooters left. He ended up being brought to the hospital and got questioned by police about the murder of Big Baby. They grilled him pretty hard, but since he was on the way to school when Big Baby got killed, he was cleared of any involvement. After he recovered, he decided not to go back to school because he was too much of a target and school was nothing but problems. He didn't even have anything to do with the murder, but he got shot anyway. So after that, he was in the streets full time and decided to become a rapper instead. But Jacksonville is turned up, and rappers like Foolio and Spotemgottem ain't the only ones getting caught slipping by the ops. This next rapper lost his 2 best friends and his brother in a drive-by that happened after they left the party. Yungeen Ace. Yungeen Ace is probably the most famous rapper from Jacksonville right now. Even though they all in their own lane, Ace was first to blow and has gotten co-signs from major names in the industry. But before making it in rap, Ace was the victim of a drive-by shooting that killed his brother and 2 close homies and almost took him out as well. In June 2018, Ace, his brother Quan, and his homies 23 and 4 went out to eat at a steakhouse called Wasabi. They were celebrating 23's 18th birthday, and Quan just had a birthday as well. After leaving the restaurant, they stopped at a traffic light, and another car pulled up next to him and started busting shots. The car was sprayed with bullets. Ace got hit 8 times, but survived. It turns out he was a lucky one, because the other 3 died. 23 and 4 were 2 of his closest friends, and Quan was his closest brother in age. So the loss hit Ace hard. To make matters worse, a local gun store owner would see Ace's pic on the news after the shooting and called the Crime Stopper hotline. He told him that he saw Ace in the store earlier that day. He ain't buy anything, but he picked up one of the weapons and played around with it. Ace was a convicted felon after being arrested for a 2017 robbery. During the robbery, stray bullets went into another apartment, almost hitting a 12-month-old child. So he wasn't allowed to have a gun, even if he was just playing with it. After reviewing the security tape, police arrested Ace in the hospital as he was still recovering from his gunshot wound and mourning the loss of his brother and friends. No one was arrested for the shooting, but a lot of people think it was retaliation for the death of Zion Brown. Brown was Foolio's cousin. He got killed at his house after someone threw a brick through a sliding glass door and fired shots into the living room, hitting Zion and his 2 sisters. The girls survived, but Zion wouldn't make it. Police arrested a dude named DeAndre Thomas, aka Trey Shorty, who had connections to Yungeen Ace. He was also a suspect in the robbery that made Ace a felon and was still on the run from police when he was arrested for Zion Brown's murder. This is what really started the beef between ATK and KTA, and they've been going back and forth ever since. Foolio mentions the shooting in a lot of his songs, including the When I See You remix, where he printed out a banner from the news coverage of the shooting to mock Quan Quan, 23, and 4. But Jacksonville rappers ain't the only ones to get caught lacking. This next rapper got shot 35 times, but lived to tell the story. Young Baby. Young Baby is a rapper from Trenton, New Jersey. He grew up on the east side of the city, and at 12 years old, he first got arrested for a robbery. He would end up spending the next few years in and out of jail for gun charges. In his teen years, he said he lost like 8 of his friends to gun violence, which is why he had to stay strapped. But on October 24, 2019, his ops caught him lacking at a gas station and shot him 35 times. The night he was shot, his dad took him to the studio, but then dropped him off at his friend's house. They was chilling and decided to go to the gas station, which was a popular spot in his hood. He was chopping it up with the owner of the gas station for like 30 minutes. He says he heard a bunch of ambulances heading south because there was another shooting. So he decided it was time to go. As he was leaving, he saw a dude standing right beside him with a gun while 2 other shooters ran up behind him. First, they shot the dude running the gas station, who fell to the ground. Young Baby started running, but started feeling the bullets hit his back and his legs. But he couldn't give up, so he just kept running. He didn't know what was going on, and the adrenaline took over. A bullet hit his foot, so he jumped up to try to catch his balance, but fell over. As he was falling, he could still hear the gunshots. He tried to crawl away, but 2 of the shooters already stood over him, while the 3rd shooter was trying to get his friends. He covered his head with his arm and took like 6 more shots. When he moved his arm, they shot him twice in the face. Then, they shot him a few more times in the chest while yelling, "I told you, I told you." After that, they ran off laughing while Young Baby was bleeding out. He tried to get away, but couldn't move his legs. He later found out he got shot in the leg 16 times. A lady who worked at the gas station came out and tried to help. Young Baby told her to call his mom, but he couldn't really talk because he lost like 3 teeth when he got shot in the face. He was laying there for about 10 or 15 minutes before the police and ambulance finally got there and rushed him to the hospital. He thought he was done just from the amount of blood he already lost. He says he lost consciousness for a minute and saw his dead friend telling him it wasn't time to go. He was in so much pain, the EMTs had to put him under anesthesia, which put him in a coma for 2 weeks. When he woke up, he couldn't remember what happened. His mother told him he got shot and had about 45 holes in him and got shot a total of 35 times. But the crazy part is, he was only in the hospital for like 22 days and then went to rehab for 2 or 3 weeks. He was still in a lot of pain, but the bullets didn't hit anything vital. He eventually made a full recovery. So, someone's looking out for Young Baby, because even 50 Cent didn't get shot 35 times and just bounced back. But if you thought that was wild, this next rapper got shot by one of his own fans while riding in an Uber. Rico Reckless. Rico Reckless is a rapper from Chicago who first blew up with the track Hit 'Em Up, where he took shots at damn near every buzzing rapper in the city. He's allegedly from the Black P Stones and has beefed with a lot of other rappers in Chicago, including FBG Duck and G Herbo. But it wasn't another rapper who caught Rico lacking. It was actually a fan. In an interview with No Jumper, he broke down what happened. He says he was leaving the gas station to hop in an Uber. Some dudes who spotted him in the store tried to get a pic with him. While taking the picture, one of the dudes in the group said, "Damn, you wear that chain in real life? I wish I would have had my move," pretty much telling Rico he would have tried to rob him. Rico responds by telling him to do something then, and the dude backs down and says he was just playing. The guy still wanted a pic, but Rico shut him down and said he wasn't taking any more pictures. His homies told him to hurry up, so they got back in the Uber. But once they drove off, the dude started shooting. Rico got shot in the back after they busted the entire back window. The Uber driver started screaming and calling the cops. He brought Rico to the hospital, and police questioned him about the shooting. He told him he ain't know the shooter and it was probably just random. Cause in Chicago, it ain't just the rappers you gotta worry about. Them random goons at the gas station is just as dangerous. Rico said he ain't know who did it, but he don't even care. Cause if they really had beef, they would've just blown his head off. But instead, they just grazed his back and he was back in the streets not too long after it happened.